This is a podcast about our lived experience, which unfortunately includes infant death and subsequent mental health struggles. Please take good care of yourself and only listen if this content feels safe for you right now. We'll still be here when you're ready.
Hi, I'm Judith.
And I'm Alina. We both lost babies to SIDS in winter 2021.
In the throes of grief, I reached out to a stranger on the internet and our friendship was born.
In the years since, we've been working hard to survive, rebuild, and navigate the continual challenges that have come our way, including divorce,
Job loss,
dating while bereaved,
moving multiple times,
health scares,
pregnancy and parenting a living child,
starting new jobs, and so much more.
We are tired.
Happily ever after is out of the question for us, but this podcast documents our journeys to happier ever after because we believe life after loss is worth living.
So join us as we laugh, cry until we laugh.
Welcome to As Long As I'm Living podcast.
We're so glad you're here.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. We're here on Grief Retreat.
Grief Retreat 2025. This is our 5th annual Grief Retreat. Woo! We're together and we are about to hopefully record multiple episodes.
So we will. We'll record multiple for sure.
But I just got to be honest with everybody that I am going to take a THC gummy pretty soon. And so
I'm going to have PS
listeners, if you can guess which episodes that we release, we're going to release at least one episode in the month of August or September that we are high during. If you can guess, I'm going to send you a special gift.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. The first person to guess correctly which episode we are high during in the months of August and September is going to get a special gift.
And the truth is that you're not going to know, they're not going to come in order. So you're not going to know which one it is by order.
You need to tell us this is the one where you're high and you can't have already guessed the previous episode. Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay. Ready, set, go. Okay.
And by the way, I want to say what the gift is because I had this idea, Judith. I didn't even ask you about this, but you probably saw it in our DMs. I purchased 10 Sarah Ryan prints and we're going to do giveaways of the Sarah Ryan prints. I asked her if we could do that. And so the first person who guesses which episode we're high during is going to get a free Sarah Ryan print.
You know, we should give people who give us $5 a month.
That
reminds us. That reminds us.
That reminds us. First of all, if you are contributing to our
podcast every
month,
thank you so much.
We really appreciate you. Like
really
more than we could ever say.
And if you want to participate, maybe by giving $5 a month or just giving $20 one time, right? Because you could do that.
You can give any amount one time. You can give any amount monthly. You can sponsor an entire episode and we will shout out your baby and everything about your baby. There's a lot of options. I'm going to put them in the description of this episode.
And you can go to the website,
www.buymeacoffee.com/ALAIL podcast.
Say it one more time.
buymeacoffee.com/ALAIL podcast.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So today we're talking about Owlet, which I think we should say Owlet / all, what would you call that? Like breathing monitors or sleeping?
All the like smart monitors, the smart baby monitors. So not like,
Would you consider like video cameras?
No.
Smart baby monitors that monitor breathing, movement.
Yeah, anything that's basically confirming that your baby is alive.
Because I've heard of other ones. There's the snoozer.
Yeah, so the general types of monitors are pulse ox. That's what the Owlet is. So that's measuring whether their blood has oxygen.
So that are what? Nanny?
Nanit, yeah. Owlet.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's one that's not in America that I don't know the name of.
Okay.
And then there's the movement monitors. That's like the snoozer. The snoozer you clip to the diaper and it confirms their breathing.
Yeah.
Then there's the Nanit also I think it's the Nanit. There's the camera that detects breathing and movement. Yeah. So there's movement, then there's pulse ox.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are kind of
those are the big fish in the market.
Yes.
So and brands.
Just for clarity's sake, we will say up front, we both only ever had the Owlet. We did not have any of the other things. However, we asked you all and we got some opinions on all of them.
Should we open that up?
Yes, for sure. So first, Judith, because you had your babies first, I want you to do your review of the Owlet first.
My review of the Owlet first. Okay, so I've had 2 children that use the Owlet.
Yeah. And just to be clear, neither Aiden nor Quinn used the Owlet. Both of us did. What was your thought on the Owlet before Aiden was born?
What I was told was that it's going to make you more anxious. It's not advised.
Right. That's exactly my mindset heading into Quinn, was that it was going to make me more anxious. So,
and I did ask. I asked my sister, who's a pediatrician. I was like, should I do it? And she gave me the guidelines that the doctors are instructed to say that it will make you more anxious. So I said, okay. But we did have a video monitor, but not one that we could see on our phone. It was like one that you had like a little monitor for.
Yeah.
for my daughter, my first after Aiden died, we used the Owlet for a year. Every night we traveled with it. Like wherever we would go, we would bring it, set it up on that Wi-Fi, and we were very, very connected to it. Like, we would track it, we would watch it, we would.
When I was with you, I would look over at you and you would be looking at the Owlet app.
I was looking at the Owlet.
Yeah,
I would be. And I remember there was this one time when it was actually Aiden's death anniversary that my husband and I, at that time, we went to Rehoboth for the weekend, and it was the night of Aiden's death anniversary, and the alarms went off on the Owlet. And it was so bad. And we were freaking out.
And she was at home with your mom.
With my mom. We called the neighbors and we were like losing our minds. So, and I could see on the video, she was fine.
Yeah.
Like I could watch her breathing, but the Owlet was ringing. And even that was like very, 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 very stressful. So, okay. So we used it with her for a year. And I would overall say I had a great experience with it. Like it worked. It worked. It was very reassuring. I really enjoyed it. That was a positive Owlet experience, and I would recommend it to people. In fact, I think I did. I recommended it to you.
Yeah.
And I recommended it to everybody. And what I would say to them is like, if you're an average parent, you don't need this.
Yeah.
But I am not an average parent, so I need it. You know, like that's kind of my general guidance. Like I would not recommend it for everyone, but I would recommend it for those of you that want to try it. Okay. First thing. Then I had my son, my subsequent son, and we used it for maybe a month, and that's it.
And why did you stop?
It was a little finicky. Like it was finicky. And it just like would wake up, like it would alarm, like not false alarms. It would do the disconnected thing where it sings that yellow light.
Yes.
And I think at one point I just accepted if he dies, like
he's going to die.
He's going to die.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I just didn't need it. Now I still look at him on the monitor and zoom in and check his breath. And like, I need that. Yeah. But I guess it felt like the Owlet was becoming more frustrating than it was beneficial. So I just kind of accepted that there's a risk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the question is, why did I use Owlet and not the snoozer or something like that?
Yeah, great question.
Yeah. I mean, like, I guess I felt like Aiden probably didn't move. Like, I don't know. I don't think that these things save lives. I just think that they alert you that your baby is dying.
Your baby has died. That's what they do.
Well, I do. I think they save lives in certain circumstances. I can imagine if there's a pillow over their head or something, then it would probably.
Sure.
But the reality is, it was always a couple seconds behind.
And you're practicing safe sleep anyway. So.
And it was always a couple seconds behind.
Yes.
And I guess I just felt like my brain was healthy enough where I got to the point where I accepted the reality that this happens, and I didn't think it was going to happen.
But that
second son.
But it was a helpful.
Very
crutch
helpful
and coping tool for your first child.
Yeah. Exactly. I would say overall, I would recommend it to people who've lost their children. SIDS, if you don't need it, great. If you do need it, even better.
Yeah. I was so ready to use the Owlet. I was 100% positive I was going to use it. There also was an FDA approved Owlet that came out between when your son was born and when my daughter was born. I didn't wind up getting that one because it was like my insurance didn't cover it. And so like whatever. So I just got the regular old Owlet. I was so excited to use it. I talked about it with my therapist. Like, is it appropriate for me to use this? Like, I wanted to make sure I was using it for the right reasons. And I very much was approaching it like, this is a way for me to not have to get up and check on her all the time. Like, if I'm asking myself the question lying in bed, is she alive?
But you didn't think you could just zoom in on the camera?
I mean, yeah, sure.
No, but I like it even better because I felt like it would be proactive. It would like notify me if there was an issue. So I could sleep at night because I think if there was an issue, it will let me know.
Yes, that was what it was. It was basically like, there was two things. It was reactive in that area. It was responsive to my, if my brain was pinged with anxiety, I could double check that she was alive. And also if I woke up in the night, I could be like, it has an alarm, so I know she's alive.
That's right. Okay.
And so that was my plan heading in. And I knew for a fact that it doesn't prevent SIDS. I actually spoke to Dr. Goldstein, the SIDS researcher that we've had on this podcast before. I spoke to him about the Owlet. And his thought is, I told him how I was planning to use it. And he said, if that's how you're going to use it, like that's fine and great. And parents have good experiences with it. Just know that it can't prevent SIDS. And I want to touch on that for a second, because I think people will hear that and kind of like freak out. SIDS, true SIDS, happens very fast. And it is very hard.
Once almost a start.
Exactly.
It's very hard to
have SIDS be aborted. Like it's hard to stop this process once the baby is dying. It happens very, very, very fast. So
he said within 2 minutes.
Yeah. So if you're getting an alarm on your Owlet as your baby is dying of SIDS, like chances are it might already be too late. So
I
really
know a baby that happened to.
Yeah. So really it's, I actually talked to somebody on Instagram whose baby died while wearing the Owlet. Like it happens. So I wouldn't want anybody to take away from this episode that they should get an Owlet because they think it will keep their baby alive. Like that is actually not at all the case. And it does cause parents additional anxiety. I think if you're going to use it the way I was planning to, which is to allow yourself to kind of rest and check that they're okay without having to get up out of bed, without having to lie there panicking, great. Use the Owlet. That's amazing. That said, I had a horrible experience with the actual device. We brought her home from the hospital and her foot was too small. So we couldn't use it for the first 2 weeks because her foot was just too small and it alarmed with the disconnected, heart can't find reading, like literally every 5 seconds. Yeah. And for those of you who don't have an Owlet, like the alarms are so loud. There's a bass that's screaming at you. Your phone is screaming at you. The baby's startling awake. You're startling awake. It's very, I mean, appropriately so. It's like an alarm. It's an alarm, as it should be.
But the yellow light is the one that says like there's an issue. It's disconnected.
Right. It's not saying your baby is dying. And so I was getting that a lot. And so we just stopped using it for a little bit. But then my daughter started to get a little bit older and she was starting to get closer to Quinn's age when he died. And I was starting to feel a little bit more anxious. And so we decided to start using it again. This also coincided with a period where we went on a vacation and she was sleeping still like in the same area as us, but further away than she was sleeping near us at home. And so we were using the monitor there. It worked fine when she was still in that same room. But here's the issue that we had at home. The base station was set up in our bedroom. So we would rock her to sleep in the nursery, which was down the hall. And the base station could not connect to her in the nursery. And so every single night we would swaddle her, do her bedtime songs and all this stuff. And I'd be rocking her to sleep. And then it would get disconnected from the Bluetooth and wake her up every single night. And so that was so infuriating. And even before that happened, when she was still in our room, it would sometimes disconnect. And so I contacted Owlet and they were like, yeah, like that just happens sometimes. And they were like, we'll send you a new sock. So they sent us a new sock thinking like maybe our Bluetooth was like faulty or bad. It didn't fix it. So because I was so fixated on wanting to use the Owlet, I actually bought a second Owlet. I bought a second Owlet and changed out the base, and that actually did help, but it still caused the problem in the nursery.
Why didn't you try a different pod, like a Nana or a Snooza?
Because I really felt like the Pulse Ox was like more medical, like that, but that felt better to me. The Snooza, like she was in a snoo.
Right.
So like it was moving. She was going to be moving in a snoo.
Do you think you would have been even more crazy with the Owlet and whatever she was not in a snoo?
Oh, definitely.
The babies, we have to clarify. Alina and I had the same setup. The baby was in the snoo and the Owlet was on the baby.
And if you're listening to this, you're like, what is a snoo and what is a snooza? They're very different. Snooza. You're talking about the snoo.
Yeah, well, wrong.
The snooza is the monitor. The snoo is a smart bassinet that like responds to your baby's cries. And no baby has ever died of SIDS in the snoo.
Is that true?
But they're also $2,000.
Right. But I also not 100% sure that's 100%.
Don't tell me if it's not true because I hung on to that for the entire time that she was. Yeah.
I mean, so why I'm not sure. Because if my baby died in the snoo, I would not contact snoo and be like, hey, by the way,
no, it gets reported.
Oh, really?
When Quinn died, they took the serial number of my crib and my crib mattress and reported it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. So snoo is very safe.
Yeah. So, so the snoo. So here is my thought process. It alarmed so much that it was causing me more stress. And I, at some point, had to basically sit down with myself and say basically exactly what Judith just said. If she's going to die, she's going to fucking die. This is about my anxiety. It's not about her and whether or not she's going to die. It's about tending to my anxiety. And I just found that it wasn't helping my anxiety. It was making it worse. And so I stopped using it, which is what the experts all say. And I ignored them and blah, 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 whatever.
That's different than a first-time mom who's anxious.
I agree.
I'm saying I probably would not recommend it as Owlet for first-time mom who's anxious because they may not. I don't know what I would do. You do whatever you want. But I am saying for people who lost children.
Yes.
It's definitely
what I would say is, honestly, try it. And if it's not working for you, please give yourself permission to stop using it and know that the Owlet is not keeping your baby alive.
That's right.
So I would lie in bed at night and I would tell myself, like, I was never lying in bed thinking to myself, the Owlet is keeping my daughter alive. I did lie in bed at night thinking no baby has ever died in a snoo.
Did you ever say to yourself, like, but I'm getting better sleep? It's another factor that we're not considering. That, like, your sleep is valuable.
Possibly, but I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
It was really more about soothing my anxiety when I was awake and she was asleep and not when I was sleeping. Basically, my overall review of the Owlet is give it a try.
On an A, B, C, D grade, what would you get?
When it worked, an A. Amazing. I would recommend it to anybody. When it didn't work, an F. No, I would give it a C when it didn't really work that well. So I'd overall grade, I would give it a B. I would recommend for lost parents, if you are interested in getting one for lost parents, I would honestly recommend just register for it, get someone to buy it for you.
I bought it used.
Oh, nice.
On Facebook.
Well, actually, I have one.
And it has one that's for sale.
But apparently it doesn't work. So here is the gist. I would say try it if you're a lost parent. If you are not a lost parent and you're like, I'm an anxious person, like honestly, like just don't do it. It's not worth it for you.
Because it's going to wake up in the middle of the night.
Yes.
It is going to alarm and you're going to lose your fucking mind.
Exactly. So that's our overall review of the Owlet. Now, I want to talk about other people's thoughts on the Owlet and the other monitors. So we asked you guys a bunch of questions.
A bunch of questions.
And we have poll results.
Yeah.
So just read all of them.
Okay. Did you get an infant monitor after losing a child? Okay. 52% of people said yes, they got an Owlet or another pulse ox monitor. 13 people said yes, they got a snooze it or
13%.
13% said they got a snooze or a nanny or some other movement monitor. 8% got a different type of monitor, and 27% said no.
So only 27% of people after a loss did not get one of these monitors. That's pretty interesting. Doesn't surprise me though.
It doesn't surprise me, but then this is interesting. Says overall, if you did get one, what was your experience? 76% said it was really good, which is actually higher than I was expecting. Then it says 4% overall negative, didn't work properly. 4% said overall negative, overall it worked, but it would cause anxiety. And then 16% said see other box. We'll get to the other box.
So basically, 73% of people disagreed with us and said they were happy with it.
Yes. And then 73% said they were happy with their snoozer or nanit or motion type monitor.
So basically, no matter which one you get, you can't go wrong.
You have a 3/4 chance of being happy.
That's great.
Okay. Then here are the answers. Hold on. Okay. So the question was like, overall, did it ease anxiety? Was your thought? 1%, what did you get? 1% said the nanit, just knowing it would alarm if something happened, help while I was sleeping. 1% said, I'm a dad who lost a daughter, used a video monitor, and don't remember the name, but it helped. So a video monitor, that's what I would say. Like,
again,
for sure, you need a video monitor. Invest in a video monitor that you can like really zoom in the squares. Okay, 1% said the Miku breathing camera.
I think that might not be in the United States.
MIKU.
I've never heard of that one. Oh, speaking of not in the United States, I wanted to add something that I thought was really interesting, which is in Canada,
are you allowed to have this?
They sell the Owlet, but it's a totally different app and it does not do real-time monitoring. It shows you the average over the past 10 minutes. So guys, if you are in Canada, don't bother with the Owlet.
Get one from America somehow.
No, the app. They literally, you can't download the app. The device is the same. You'd have to like get an American phone with an American SIM card.
You know, there's something else that you could also get, which is what someone else I know who had since many years ago, their family did this, is a pulse ox machine from the hospital.
True.
You can rent one. Insurance might cover it depending on the situation. Like that is totally possible. Someone I know who did that. That's what they used to do in the olden days before all these over-the-counter options. Somebody said that they got the Nebo, Neebo. I got both it and the Owlet for my baby after loss. Nebo was much better in my opinion.
Ooh.
Somebody said, since it helped when the Owlet was too big for my baby's foot.
That was my problem.
Then
first.
People overall said, yes, they were happy with it. Okay, let's read some other final thoughts because they're very interesting. Oh my God, there's a one.
So you guys,
you have
wild thinking about this.
Okay, well, one person just said, you guys are the best. Thank you for doing this. So
that was the person.
Smith 31.
Yeah, you're welcome, Kate.
One person said, doctors warned against the Owlet because it will increase anxiety, but I'd rather have a phone. Okay.
Yeah, totally legitimate.
One person said, I thought I'd want it, but went with my uneasy confidence and didn't turn back. Hey,
that's kind of what
Taylor, good job.
Yeah, good job, Taylor. I feel like that's kind of where I landed with it. Like my daughter did not wear the Owlet when she was 20. She just didn't. Yeah. I have given up on it, and I like haven't even thought about the Owlet in weeks. I literally haven't thought about it.
But listen to this one. Bad Gal Nini said it indicated when my son's oxygen stats were low, and he ended up in the hospital.
I have had the thought that I would use it if she was sick.
Yes, I would 100% use it if she was sick. This person said Owlet helped immensely with our lives, with our living baby. That's good. Wouldn't have used it if no loss. Extra data not always helpful. After loss, try to regain control. So that makes sense. The extra data is not always helpful.
So speaking of extra data, let me add one other data point to the Owlet saga, which is that I really loved the visual of when she was in light and deep sleep and awake. I thought that was really helpful. But the app itself, like they have all this data on awake and asleep and they don't let you compile it anywhere. So you can't like look at trends of like when they're asleep or awake. And I know, Judith, you would never do that in a million years. But like I'm totally somebody who would do that. And it just isn't possible. And believe me, I called customer service multiple times about this stupid device. And they actually, because I called them so many times, they asked me to talk with one of their product people.
And so they ever answer you?
Yeah. So I talked to the product person and they wanted like my feedback on the device. And I was like, first of all, it needs to work. And second of all, I would love to see trends of all this stuff. Because I actually paid for a month of Owlet Pro and I was so disappointed in the features that I canceled it immediately. Like it was just a big bummer. So basically, like, honestly, seriously, if I were looking at this from a non-loss parent, I would not buy it.
Oh,
yeah. But if I were looking at it,
easy to say that now. Like,
well, it is easy to say that. As a non-loss parent, I didn't buy it.
That's true. But were you thinking about it?
No, I mean, believe me, I considered it, but I didn't buy it, and I didn't regret it, even though he died.
Because you know why? Because the doctor said no. So I listened to the doctor.
Yeah, I do try to listen to the doctors.
But this person said, and I like this response: anxious if you do, anxious if you don't. So how do you want your anxiety served? That is hysterical. That is really fun. This person said the Owlet has saved my sanity as a since lost mom, and I use it in home, in the car, and at daycare.
How do you use the Owlet?
Well, I actually know someone else who does. She has an external charger, and she like has it plugged into an external charger,
and like uses a hotspot for the Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that is a whole other level. That is a whole other level.
I'm curious how long. Well, it says at daycare, so I'm curious how long you'll be able to. How long they'll be comfortable for you.
I ought to say,
because at some point the baby becomes. I'll tell you why. Because at some point, if they're using a daycare, this is why I'm thinking this. Because at some point the baby becomes independent and moves and crawls.
Yeah.
And they can't. My son right now, he's 11 months. He can pull the thing off himself.
Yeah.
He can pull anything. He's very mobile. Like, yeah. So that's my question. Like, I think it works when the baby's little, but at some point the baby starts to pull it off. The reason we stopped with my daughter, not because we didn't want to do it anymore, is because she literally was pulling it off and then dropping it on the floor.
It's so hard. Yeah. And I also will say, like, my daughter, I can imagine that for every parent, there probably comes an age where you feel like, I think most people, there's an age where there's like a sigh of relief where they're less likely to die in their sleep. There just is. And I feel like my daughter, yes, she also passed Quinn's crossover day, but she's also just like so much more sturdy. And I know that babies can die anytime. Believe me, I know that. We've talked to a lot of you whose babies died in older ages, even it's like sudden unexplained death in childhood. Like it can happen. But like, I can just see in her physique and like her development that she's so much less likely to die in her sleep.
So now that you've met Quinn and you've met your daughter, you think that Quinn had a weaker spirit?
You know, it's so funny because every time I say that she's so sturdy and she's not going to die, it makes me feel like I'm like insulting Quinn.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't think anything of it. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I look at her and maybe this is just,
I think
pure
that's
delusion.
Yeah.
But just let me have this. I just don't think she's going to die.
I don't think my living son, he's a sturdy boy.
He's he is so sturdy, that baby.
He's so sturdy.
That 5-year-old in a 1-year-old's body.
He's so sturdy. This person said, really curious about whether you care about the studies proving they don't work. Didn't sway me much. Yeah. I mean, you know, we think, okay.
We're fully aware they don't work.
It's for my brain. It's for me. Okay, this person said NICU loss. They had a NICU stay for respiratory distress, could not live without the O2 stats. Yeah. NICU, after NICU, I would really need it. I would really
100%. I could not go from like 15 monitors beeping to nothing.
Yeah, no. This person said it gave me peace of mind to have a monitor. And then this person said it's the only reason I sleep at night, which I'm with you. This person says it eases my mind. My son died in sleep, no monitor, so there's trauma there. Tell me about it. The monitor made my anxiety worse, and I literally would not sleep and stare at it. I can get that. I can get behind that. I get it. Someone said, do other parents feel gratitude at the 3 a.m. wake-ups? Phew, she's alive.
Oh my God.
I mean, I do.
Oh my God, Julie, my daughter has not been sleeping at all right now. She's in the 4-month sleep regression. And every single morning, not even morning, every night, 10 times a night, I'm like, oh my God, she's awake again. And I'm like, oh my God, thank God she's awake. Like, I keep joking that she's like, just making sure I know she's alive at night by just waking up 50 times.
But do you really feel grateful or are you so tired?
I'm so tired. I can have both at the same time.
I agree. I love that from us. This person said, love the Owlet, but I think it's very personality dependent if you'll find it helpful. I agree, actually. I think it is personality dependent.
Yes.
This was said, the monitor was good. I was obsessively zooming in to watch the baby. Okay, I'm going to teach you guys all a trick. Pause. This is a very important trick, okay? Here's what you're going to do when you check the monitor. You're not going to look at the monitor from 5 feet away and be like, oh, is the baby asleep? No. You're going to zoom in so close.
Judith is making her fingers go in and out as though she's zooming in on a screen. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. So you can see 2
Pixels.
pixels.
You want to see pixels.
You want to see pixels. Little squares. And then you want to see if the pixels are moving. That's the way to do this. Don't try and just determine breathing from the full body view. You have to zoom into the pixels and see if the pixels move. If the pixel moves, the baby's breathing. The pixels will not move if the baby's not breathing. So don't worry about the whatever and trying to be like, is he, isn't he? No. Zoom in until you see 2 pixels and then see if they move. That's the move. Do you do that?
Hot tip.
Do you move it?
No. So we do not have a phone monitor. We have only the physical handheld monitor.
That's an interesting choice. How come?
I felt like I would be obsessive.
I love it.
It's funny because I'm just saying here, like, that was basically my rationale for not getting the monitor, the Owlet with Quinn, is that I didn't want to be obsessive about it. It would cause extra anxiety. And that is my rationale for not getting the super intense video monitor. Wait, I have something else to say. I originally got the Owlet video monitor. It came in a package with my Owlet. And this is like a very niche complaint, okay? Very niche, but you all listening will get this, okay? Many of you will know exactly what I'm saying. The Owlet video camera has a blue LED, okay? Blue LED when it's on. And it made my daughter's skin look just a smidge purple blue. And that did not work for me. I know what dead babies look like, and they are blue/purple. So I had to turn off the Owlet camera and get a cheap, shitty camera.
Well, actually, I want to recommend the one that I have because I love it.
Oh yeah, let's throw a recommendation out there.
What I love about it is filmmaker. I really do, and I like that because I like watching them from everywhere, and especially now that the kids live in 2 different houses. Whenever, like, my ex and I have a rule that we can always watch the kids on each other's cameras. Yeah. And that's very important because we have trauma. We'll constantly check what's going on in the other house. So let me tell you what it's called because I don't want to mess this up. It says here, my VTech Baby Pro. It's VTech.
It's VTech, but make sure you get the one that has a phone app. It's more expensive because I have a VTech monitor, but it is not. I deliberately did not get the phone monitor one.
You know, I see about this. And I like this one because I can have 2 different. We actually have 4. Are you guys all following this? We actually have 4 cameras because there's 2 at my ex's house and 2 at my house.
Right.
Okay? That's 4 cameras on one account, and I can flip through them all. I love it. So if you're going to have multiple children, you're going to want this because then you can all watch them together. But I want to figure out what's called. The VTech.
How about this? You guys, we will link it on the description.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, so that is our chaotic review of the Owlet. You guys asked and we delivered, and
okay, well, thanks for spending this afternoon with us. We will see you guys later.
Bye.
To all of our wonderful new friends, we want to hear from you. Email us at aslongasimlivingpodcast@gmail.com and follow us on Instagram at aslongasimlivingpodcast. We'll get back to you as soon as our grieving brains allow.
Yay!